What's up, guys? So we are taking our first test drive in our project Countach, the LP400S that we told you guys about. We just rebuilt the carburetors on this. We did the fuel lines. We've got her running, and so far she's running incredible. The temperature is sort of right in the middle. It is a little hot today. It was a rainy day in Florida, and we're just starting to feel the humidity, and we'll see. Runs very, very nice, very strong. You can feel the suspension. It's got a couple little clunks here and there, but these cars drive like a go-kart. They're so damn cool. With Countaches, it's sad because a lot of these cars sat for so long, and what happened is people weren't servicing them, people weren't doing the right things. That's what we wanted to do with this car, essentially. I don't know if you see, I'm missing a rear view mirror, so I'm actually looking behind me. So we went through the entire fuel system. We've got a mixture of race fuel and street fuel now. The carburetors absolutely love it. Next is the suspension bushings. Once we do that, honestly, I think with fresh tires, this car is going to drive absolutely incredible. We can feel a little flat spot in one of the tires. We're going to take a little U-turn here. And we'll do another. Now, this is one of the early LP400S low body cars. And as I was researching this car, I learned some very cool things about, I would say, the S series, so the LP400S series cars. Really, you have to give all the credit to the Countach, to two guys, and I really mean that. We're gonna do a U-turn. You'll see just actually how good the turning radius is on a Countach. It's actually fairly good. And that sound from the V12, so intoxicating. Brakes aren't bad for a 1980 Italian vintage supercar. So far, everything looks good behind us. So what I was saying, these cars were essentially developed by a Canadian businessman, Walter Wolf. He was an incredible guy. He had made a lot of money in the oil business. And what he did was he actually invested into Williams Formula One team. He started his Formula One team. Williams wasn't doing so great, and he decided to invest in the Williams Formula One team. Now, at this time, he was working with Dallara Automobili, who, if you look at Dallara's history, I mean, Dallara has essentially designed some of the greatest race cars of our time. Ferrari Formula One cars, etc., etc., etc. And he took his new then, delivered in mid-1975 LP400, and he gave it to Dallara to basically turn it into a race car. What Dallara did was basically come up with what we know as the Countach today. He put wider flares in the rear. He put wider wheels. He changed the suspension, the dynamics of the suspension, the brakes, etc. And he ended up with what was the first Walter Wolf LP400S, or you can call it a Speciale. That car and another car that he built for Walter Wolf became the basis of the LP400S. So truly, these cars, and you can feel it in the way they steer. So truly, these cars, and you can feel it in the way they steer, the way they handle. It's like a baby race car. You can't get cooler. Let's see, still running great so far.
Breaking every neck in the neighborhood.
Yeah, right. Doing a legal U-turn turn here. Pull up right here. So that's what's so cool about these cars is the way they affect people. It's a bold statement, but it's something that people love. It's a pop culture icon, and they're just so special. I can go on and on and on. So essentially, as you can see, we've got her running. The next thing that we're gonna do to finish her, we're gonna change the wheels. I know a few purists were upset with me because we're gonna put the early style Series 1 wheels, which are like a telephone dial wheel. I think we're gonna decide to keep the interior mostly original. Oh, the mic just fell off. So I think we're gonna decide to keep the interior mostly original. It has some incredible patina to it. I think it would almost do a disservice. The coloring's great. We need to put a new headliner. I don't know if you guys saw, there was a bunch of styrofoam flying inside the cabin. We are gonna redo the dash. You can almost get this perfect today. This is what they called mouse hair. So we're gonna redo the dash, but I really believe we'll leave the interior. Really, that's about it. I think we'll add maybe the ANSA Sport exhaust, but she's running so far. We're gonna keep driving her, testing her, and let's see.